Well, I find this very exciting that Elizabeth's giving an icebreaker speech today. It seems like this is becoming more and more prevalent, which means our club is growing and people are finally observed enough and now they want to be a part of the party. I'd like to just tell a little bit about Elisabeth. Elizabeth and I started the same day, almost 4 years ago. We were in our first training session and we were both from the same temp agency, and they said, this is an attempt to hire. And the first thing Jocelyn said was, you're just temporary. So at the first break, we both were on the phone with our counselor, and they just said, hey, US Foods, they're great at hiring. You know, they invest in their contractors, and they love to hire them. Elisabeth works in the tax department. She works with national account setups in their tax part, and I'm just really excited to introduce my good friend, Elisabeth Barber, to give her first speech.
Morning, Toastmasters. Hi. First of all, I was really excited when I was invited to join Toastmasters. I recall a public speaking class that I took in college that I really enjoyed. Standing here now, I'm wondering, did I really enjoy that class? Or was I just happy that I passed it? So again, my name is Elisabeth Barber, and I'm an Arizona native. I was born and raised here, not too far from here. And I absolutely hate the Arizona summers. However, I do have some fond memories of growing up here in Arizona. Spent a lot of time at the neighborhood playground. And they're not like your playgrounds today that have the awnings to keep you nice and cool, and the equipment's all covered with plastic as to not to burn your hands. And they have the mats down there so you don't burn your feet in the hot sand. These were the old school playgrounds. Metal slides, metal monkey bars, metal swings. I recall going across the monkey bars, just burning my hands the whole time. Then you'd go down the slide, burning your you-know-what the whole time. But this was fun as a kid. Another great day at the playground would be when a dust devil would come by. Now, if you don't know what a dust devil is, basically a very miniature tornado. Just some swirling of dust and sand traveling along as it picks up debris. Now, our goal when this dust devil came would be to run and catch it and stand in the middle of it. I'm not really sure why, because what you would end up with would be sand in your mouth, sand in your eyes, and sand in your hair that you eventually had to go home and your mother would be yelling at you to go take a bath. Other fun memories I have of Arizona summers are fishing. My family owned a boat. We went to the lake quite often and did a lot of fishing. It was a nice way to get out of the summer heat. Then eventually I met a boy, moved to Michigan. And I thought, what an exciting change. No more hot summers. However, the winters were quite extreme there. The winters were like this summer here, long, but they were cold. The first winter seemed extremely long because I didn't really realize you could go outside in the winter and survive the cold. Stayed inside the house mostly. About mid-March, I recall looking outside and had some big windows, and the sun was shining and the sky was blue, and it looked nice and inviting outside. And I opened up that front door, and an Arctic blast of wind just blew it open and hits the house. And I look at my boyfriend and I say, if it's cold one more day, I'm killing somebody. He is still alive. The second winter, I really tried to immerse myself in the Michigan cold culture and find some activities that would get me out of the house. So I bought a ski pass, we bought a snowmobile, bought some snowshoes, and really started to enjoy the winter. At one point, my boyfriend comes home and he says, hey, would you like to go fishing? And I thought, oh yeah, I've always loved fishing. And I look at him and I think, but how are we going to get the boat on the water? It's frozen. He said, no, ice fishing. And I said, okay, well that sounds fun. Let's give this a try. So we pack up the sled, head on out there, about a mile out there. It's really far and it seems kind of dangerous, which I guess it is, but so we get there and I go to get off the sled and step one foot off and it 2 foot off the sled. I'm like, no. Let me just see. Oh my gosh. I just froze in terror, panic, fear, and I just stood there. And eventually my boyfriend looks over at me and he goes, "Are you okay?" He walks up to me and had sunglasses on and looks at me and says, "Are you crying?" He says, "What's wrong?" I said, "I'm falling through the ice." "What do you mean you're falling through the ice?" I said, "I'm falling through the ice." Yeah, he laughed at me too. So we go over to the ice shanty, and there's a hole in there where they've augered out the ice, and he says, "Look down in there, the ice is 3 to 4 feet deep. You can't fall through there." And he explained that it had rained the night before, so there was a thin layer of water on the ice that had froze just a little bit. So you're only to the very top layer. Eventually, by the end of winter, I really did come to enjoy ice fishing. I did, however, enjoy it on the smaller lakes where I knew if I fell through that I could stand up. So eventually, I left Michigan. Now I'm here back in Arizona, considering what my next big change will be. Madam Toastmaster.